Suburban Sentinel here with a prepping related video. And lately I've been listening to a variety of discussions on handguns. Specifically, the issue has been which handgun is the best for SHTF scenarios. Almost without exception, the question is posed as what's the best SHTF handgun? Now this assumes, one, that every SHTF scenario will look the same, and two, that there is one handgun that is most appropriate for all SHTF situations. In my opinion, we would all be better served by reframing that simple question to a series of very short but specific issues as follows. First, what is the SHTF application? Second, what are our minimum requirements? And third, the choice of weapon. It would be impossible to predict what the face of an SHTF scenario would look like. However, we can make educated guesses. In addition, based on those guesses, we can set forth parameters or minimum requirements for our weapons. And finally, once we establish those parameters, we can make choices based on our budget and what's available on the market. By way of example, I will run you through the SHTF handgun selection process I've used. Now, I'm not saying my process is the best or even right or appropriate for anybody or everybody. This is just what works for me. Almost certainly, your requirements and circumstances will be different, and that is fine. This is only to be used as an example. My first application for an SHTF scenario is the gun on my hip. In an emergency situation, I want a handgun on my hip at all times. My requirement is for a high-capacity 9mm pistol. 9mm Luger is our preferred or go-to round for SHTF, at least in our family. In addition, the pistol has to have exceptional logistics. That means that it is reliable, maintainable, interchanges magazines with pistol caliber carbines that we own, and is relatively easy to repair. My choice to satisfy these requirements is this Glock 17. It's reliable, maintainable. I already have a good supply of extra magazines and spare parts, and I think without question the Glocks are proven to be durable. Application number 2, stash and cache guns. Our prepping strategy does not keep all of our preps in one location. We have 3 separate and distinct locations for everything. And one of my requirements was to keep a backup handgun, a 9mm high-capacity pistol, in each one of those locations. This is not my hip gun, but backup guns. For this application, my requirements were again that the pistol be chambered in 9mm Luger, had a reasonably high capacity, and had good logistics, meaning the pistol is reliable and easy to maintain. In addition, because I'm using 3 backup guns, the pistol has to be a high value item. To satisfy these requirements, I chose the Ruger P95 you see on the screen here. Now, this is a very good gun. It's not my favorite gun. The Glock is not my favorite gun either. I would have been just as happy to have more Glocks. However, to get 3 Glocks with extra magazines would have run more than $2,000. At the time, which was several years ago, I was able to get 3 P95s new in box with extra magazines and some ammunition for less than $1,000. My third application for SHTF scenarios is arming someone who has almost zero experience or familiarity with firearms. Now, certainly this would be a matter of last resort. The scenario I envision is a family member, friend, or neighbor holed up with us inside a house or some other building, and the barbarians are at the gate. I would prefer that everybody be armed in those circumstances. And for someone who has zero firearms training, I don't think you could do any better than a double action only revolver. Here would be the maximum extent of the training. You pick up the revolver, and this one is equipped with a laser. As soon as you grip the gun, the laser comes on, and the instructions are: put the laser dot on your target, pull the trigger. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So as you see, our SHTF handgun is not one particular handgun, it's 3 different handguns. Now, I'm not advocating for this particular strategy or these particular selection of weapons. This is merely an example of the thought process involved in selecting weapons. So I hope this helps all of you out there in your handgun selection process. Thanks for watching. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions and enlightening comments are always welcome. Remember that the most important prep we have is the one between your ears. Prep and be safe, everybody.